13 changes. A number of players are coming out of isolation to play in this match, like Gareth Davis and Anthony Watson. How relieved and pleased are they to be back on the pitch after the chaos of Wednesday?
Yeah, it was a bit hectic. It's a little bit unusual when you're naming the team on the bus. So as you go into the ground and you get the results half an hour before kick-off, but we've got a staff member who tested positive and some close contacts. We had everyone else was tested today and everything came back negative. So we're really pleased with that, and it looks like we're gonna have everyone. So we've only at the moment we've got one player with a close contact and 4 staff members.
And Jamie George, the first Englishman to captain the Lions in 12 years, the first since Phil Vickery. Jamie, how proud are you?
Yeah, amazing. I probably don't think I'm articulate enough to put it into words, really. But a massive moment for me, a massive moment for my family, and a hugely proud moment for me tomorrow. So just really looking forward to it now.
Warren, why is Jamie your man for this game?
He was the first English hooker as well to ever captain the Lions too, so I think it's a great achievement. Look, I was incredibly impressed with him 4 years ago on the tour, just not just his playing ability, just him as a person, as an individual. So I had a huge amount of time for Jamie from that respect, and he's been great on tour. He's developed in terms of experience and leadership, and I thought it was a good fit and a reward for someone who's been a great servant to the game, and so I know he'll do a great job tomorrow evening.
Warren, as you say, one player still isolating. Can you tell us how they're dealing with it and give us an injury update too on Henshaw and Hogg?
Yeah, I mean the players have been isolating in the rooms, and then they've been coming down and sitting on the terrace and having meals on their own. The one player, and then the staff have been doing that. So they have been able to get out of their rooms and stuff, and then apart from them, have been back in their rooms. But they seem in good spirits at the moment. Where hopefully they have everyone back on board on Wednesday, which will be great. And Robbie Henshaw was running today, which was good, and Stuart Hogg is fit as well.
A couple of final points, Warren. Another match for the Sharks after a 50-point win on Wednesday. How useful do you think another match for the Sharks is right now, given the fact they've made another 11 changes themselves?
Yeah, it's going to be a really good test for us because despite the scoreline, they did put us under pressure at times, and so we've looking to do a few things a little bit different, and it gives us an opportunity to do that. I think they'll improve from their hit out against us. Teams tend to improve and be a lot tougher on the second occasion. So look, we've made changes as well. We're really pleased with the way that we're tracking along, and so we need to also think about the challenges that we're facing in terms of the strength and depth of the opposition, and being a little bit adaptable. So we will play a bit differently tomorrow in terms of the way that we approach the game, and we need to be able to do that because we've got to be strong and competitive in certain areas for when we come up against the Springboks.
Just finally, Gareth Davis, the former WRU chairman, isn't convinced about this match. He says a rematch with the Sharks is a farce, and that all the warm-ups before the test matches should be scrapped. What's your reaction to that?
Well, he's entitled to his opinion.
Thanks, Warren. Thank you.
Warren, it's Andrew McKenna from TalkSport. How pleased are you to have a game this weekend and not a gap in the calendar, as it's turned out?
Yeah, no, it keeps the players ticking over and gives them an opportunity to go out and impress. So really thankful. I'm really thankful to the Sharks actually for being prepared to front up, and it's a big challenge for them. So great for us to hopefully continue with the momentum. There's still lots of things for us to work on. We're doing some nice things, and we think we're improving in certain areas, and we've looked at some of the stats, and that shows that in some of the areas that we've been concentrating on. But we're not the finished article, and we've got a few games to go until we start thinking about the test side. So yeah, I'm very pleased, and I just want to say thanks to the Sharks for, like I said, for giving us this fixture and backing up as well.
With recovery from Wednesday, and then obviously the isolation and players with close contacts. How much training have you actually been able to do with tomorrow's game in mind in that sort of 24, 48 hours?
Yeah, we had a day off yesterday, and players have had a couple of walkthroughs in terms of. I mean, they've been absolutely fantastic in terms of doing their homework and learning things really quickly. That's made it easier on the experienced players, made it easier on the coaches as well. And then today we had a really good run today, which was a captain's run, but it was an extended captain's run, so it was quite a bit longer because we needed to get through things, and the players knew that was going to happen, but I can say that they were sharp. And the fantastic thing about this group of men at the moment is, yeah, they're facing a few challenges, but they're incredibly excited about playing for the Lions, and we saw that on Wednesday with the energy that was in the change rooms, the how vocal they were in the warm up and on the pitch, and so I can only sort of take a barometer from what I see from the players, and to me, they're here. They know there's some challenges for us, but they want it. They're excited about playing the Springboks and hopefully winning a Test series.
Sean Everett told me this morning that given the circumstances, the Sharks have asked to be able to name a bench of 11 tomorrow. Given what they've done to make sure that this game will actually take place, I imagine you'll have no problem whatsoever agreeing to that, would you?
Yeah, no, I was asked about that, and yeah, there was no issue with me. I mean, they said they'd still only use the 8 subs, and we were given the option to put 11 on the bench as well, but we rejected that. We've stuck with the 8 players on the bench, and we feel we've got enough cover. Robin McBride was trying to get us to go to an 8-0 split, but we rejected that temptation. So we've stuck with a 6-2 split because because of some of the players being unavailable because of the close contacts. We've got a number of backs who've played quite a few minutes, and we needed to rest them, and we rested them today, and they're getting a break tomorrow. So that's why we've gone with the 6-2 split.
Jamie, if I can turn to you now, your former school coach Miles Norris told TalkSport yesterday about how you captained Saracens second as a youngster and were quite happy to bark at the older, more established players. Will it feel a bit like that tomorrow, having to captain all these senior world-class internationals?
Yeah, I'm pretty senior myself nowadays, I think. So I don't think I'll have too much of an issue with that. No, it's I'm really lucky to have some really great people around me, good leaders around me. So I'll certainly be leaning on them to try and help sort of lead the team around the field. And I don't see my responsibility changing too much. I'm pretty vocal on the field as it is. So I guess a bit more of do the coin toss and do my normal job.
One of the jobs as captain is, of course, to manage the referee. Will it make it slightly easier the fact that the bloke with the whistle is actually going to be someone you know quite well, in the fact it's Wayne Barnes?
Yeah, look, I've got a good relationship with Wayne. First of all, got a lot of respect for him as a referee. I think he's a brilliant referee, and yeah, it will make life a lot easier. One of my jobs normally on the field is probably to develop a relationship with the referee anyway, with regards to being the focal point of the scrum. So yeah, I'll be in his ear a little bit, but also trying to give him the space, I guess.
And just finally from me, I understand there's been quite a bit of stick coming your way about knocking on with the try line at your mercy against these Signal Lions.
I'd rather not talk about it if that's all right. I think I saw the headlines pretty early on, and yeah, it wasn't something I'm massively proud of, but hopefully I don't get that opportunity again this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi guys. Warren, I imagine someone with the experience you've got of coaching the Lions, when you look at the first 3 or 4 games, you have a rough idea of what team to pick and when. How challenging has it been having to almost plan on an hour-to-hour basis, let alone a day-to-day or week-to-week basis?
Yeah, that's what we're sort of faced at the moment. We're not 100% sure who the opposition is going to be next week, so it's a little bit difficult to plan too far ahead. But that's kind of the challenges, and you can only have an influence on the things that you can change, and you just got to be. We talked about being adaptable and being able to change, and we think we've done that successfully. And even the other night, I kind of got quite pumped up about the challenge and something being different, and I know the players fronted up to that those difficult circumstances and been locked in their rooms for 8 hours, coming out and then getting on a bus and going and warming up and playing a game. So it's a little bit different, but it's different kind of in a good way. I think it's different because whatever's been thrown at us at the moment, we feel we're able to cope with it. We feel we can deal with it and go out there and perform under whatever pressure and whatever circumstances there are.
And Jamie, to sort of to pick up on that point from the players' perspective, just give us an insight into what kind of Lions tour this is for you guys.
Yeah, it's different. The last week or so has been relatively different, but just to back what Warren said up there, I've been so impressed with the boys, and I just feel like whatever hostility comes our way, it manages to bring the group closer together, and I think you saw that in the way that the guys on Wednesday night fronted up. And look, preparations haven't been ideal in terms of tomorrow night, but at the same time, if you were at our team run on Saturday, you'd be pretty excited about team run today. You'd be pretty excited about what's going to come on Saturday.
And on that, are all the players completely united in the belief that you want to get this tour done, whichever way and how? You want to be Lions, you want to play the Test Series, you want to win the Test Series?
That's why we're here. It was pretty obvious from the very start that that's why we're here, that's what we want to do, and everyone's very focused on doing that.
And just finally from me, could be a pretty cool weekend with the football on Sunday. Mate, you love your football. Talk to us about Sunday night and how much you want to see it come home.
Yeah, I'm desperate. Yeah, we've got a good group of us, a good group of the English guys who are desperate for it to come home. So yeah, we'll definitely be watching and supporting. We've loved watching the journey.
Hi Warren, can I just ask you, I can understand why you'd be taking things one game at a time more than ever now, but the next game against the emerging Boks, have you received any assurances that they'll be able to field the team? We haven't heard from Springboks about what's going on in their camp since Tuesday.
No, we're not 100%. It'll either be the Springboks or the Stormers, so they might switch those games around. So that hasn't been confirmed. Hopefully in the next 24 hours we'll know which way those games go.
And I just follow up, the bomb squad maybe weakened a little bit if Snayman's out, they've got a couple of doubts, and you obviously got 6-2 split this weekend, you've got Byrne at 6, you've tried Laws there, but you've also tried a more traditional flanker. Does what they're doing and how they're shaking up affect majorly how you're going to approach your back five of your scrum, plus how you might pick your bench?
No, just at the moment, the players are still going out there, they're performing well and putting their hands up, and so it's kind of, as we start getting a bit closer, it's making the most of every opportunity, because there's a huge amount of competition in the squad, and we know we're going to have some really tough and difficult decisions to make when we come to the test team. So the message is just when you get an opportunity, go and make the most of it, because that's all the players can do. I mean, and that's their challenge. And then as coaches, we've got to, given the task of making the difficult decisions to hopefully pick what we think is the right test team to do a job for us.
Yeah. Hey Warren, can you kind of just sum up the feeling then today when the whole squad tests negative after all the talk about a tour being doomed, etc.? It must have given everyone a bounce.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Look, the case that we had, we're very unsure where that came from. But everyone's been very vigilant in terms of the wearing masks and social distancing, and trying to stay away, and travel on the bus and things. So we've been very careful and trying to make sure that we didn't have any cases, and so that very weak positive test that was for someone that's come back negative in the last 2 days. So they thought it was possibly a false positive, but we have got one case, and then hopefully the close contacts will be out of isolation soon. So yeah, look, I can't speak more highly of the way that everyone's conducted themselves. The medical team have been absolutely outstanding, and the strength and conditioning team, and so they sort of moved into top gear on Wednesday afternoon, doing deliveries around to all the players, and bags and food and stuff for pre-match meal, and making sure everyone was ready, and if people needed ice and or bath salts or whatever. They were there for them. They worked incredibly hard and took a lot of pressure off the coaches in terms of helping prepare the team and made it easier for the players.
Yeah, just very briefly, it sounds pretty positive on Robbie Henshaw. Is there an updated time frame where you expect him to be back playing games?
He thinks he's ready to go now, so so he's not too far away. Whether that's next Wednesday he gets a run or the next weekend. So, but he's up and running, and hopefully he'll start doing more stuff over the weekend as well, and we'll make a decision on Sunday whether that's him being back involved on Wednesday or next week.
Cheers, go out.
Thank you.
Hi Warren, how are you? All right?
Yes, good, thank you.
Good. Can I just ask you about the scrum half, Gareth Davis? He's finally getting his first Lions start. It's been a long journey for him from being involved in the 2017 tour. He would have thought he would have started the other night. It's been a long way for him to get to this moment for Gareth.
Yeah, it has been, and the great thing about our nines is they're all, they all have different strengths, and so his X factor is his strike rate in terms of number of tries that he scores and has scored at international rugby. And so I'm looking forward to him going out and playing tomorrow. And the message to him is just be your own man and do the things that you're good at in terms of his running great lines and support lines. And he's a different defender to the other nines. He puts teams under a lot of pressure. He's worked incredibly hard and is in good shape. So he gets a chance tomorrow to go out there and impress, just like the rest of the starting 15, and hopefully he does a good job.
Hi Warren, Katie here, hope you're well. I obviously, you must be very vigilant anyway, but in light of these COVID, the one COVID case now, has anything changed to become more vigilant in terms of how you move around the hotel or more training? And I just wanted to ask, how is Dan Bigger in himself as well, after what I can imagine is a tough 2 weeks?
Yeah, I suppose when we have been incredibly vigilant, but everyone just sort of takes a few more steps to make sure that we're even doing even more social distancing and not mixing for too long, and so everyone's definitely been a little bit more careful over the last couple of days. Not saying that they haven't been careful, because we have been really proactive in terms of the way we've conducted ourselves. And Dan Bigger, he's had a few challenges, and he was very disappointed not to be involved on Wednesday night, but he gets a chance tomorrow, and he's trained well, and he's had a great season, and he's stepped up from a leadership point of view, and it's been pleasing. Hopefully he can go out there and continue the form that he's had throughout the season.
Thank you, good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Alex, last one, Alex.
Oh, Warren, Alex from Mirror. Evening. Just one question about later in the tour. I hear what you're saying about rolling with the punches at the moment, but presumably you'd like clarity on where the second and third tests are going to be played sooner rather than later. Can you give us any sort of update on when you're going to have that clarity?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that they'll be played in Cape Town. So that hasn't been 100% confirmed. So that is my understanding at the moment, but until they give us 100% confirmation, that we just have to wait and see. But I think they're definitely going to be in Cape Town.
With the altitude factor coming into play, they can't be kind of messed around with that. They have to make a call on it, presumably, fairly soon. So I think the way that we've been working and training, so going and playing the 3 tests at sea level, I think it's a real positive for us.